Dad would have been right there next to her, grinning. He should have been, only not here, there, home, with Mom. 2.5 years. Jeremy didn't seem to grasp the severity of the situation. Then again, at 17, maybe he was realizing that he'd have to hold out for only another year. Not that he viewed the inauguration of these weekends as something to endure. He was looking forward to seeing Dad, whereas I would have sooner slept in the alley outside. I moved past Jeremy toward the elevator, but after pushing the button for a full minute, I started up the stairs. You're right, Jeremy. This place is way better than our dry, clean, not broken down house, where Mom is alone right now. My backpack wasn't nearly as heavy as Jeremy's duffel. Unlike my brother, I was carrying only what I needed for the next 48 mandatory hours, so it was only reluctance that weighed my steps up 5 flights of stairs. We stopped at the 6th floor and peered down a surprisingly wide hallway with 3 doors on each side. One of the light bulbs was flickering in a seizure-inducing pattern that increased my nausea at having to be there. Which one is it? Jeremy asked. Does it matter? Jeremy checked his phone, then pointed to the middle door on the right, 6-3. He was already knocking by the time I stepped up next to him. Each rap of his knuckles made me wince. I hadn't seen Dad in 3 weeks, and that was only when he'd been packing up the rest of his stuff. He'd tried to hug me before leaving, but I'd backed away. It was his choice to leave, and mine not to help him feel okay about it. He's not here. Jeremy frowned at the door. Great, let's go. More door frowning from Jeremy. I'm not staying if he's not here. I'll call Mom to come get me if I have to. Jeremy's head snapped to mine, and he glared. I'm so sick. The door to 6-5 opened, and a pretty Korean woman wearing sky blue yoga pants and a matching sports bra stepped out. Oh, hi! You must be Jerry and Adam. The expansive midriff on display rendered my brother mute. I was too pissed off by the whole situation to care much. Yeah, but we were just leaving. I grabbed Jeremy's arm. Paul asked me to keep an eye out for you. He needed to pick up a few things, but he thought he'd be back by now. She peered down the obviously deserted hallway. Anywho, come on in. She turned and called to someone in her apartment. Joe, come meet the new neighbors. Neither Jeremy nor I moved. Oops, probably should introduce myself. I'm Shelley. I live here with my boyfriend Robert. It'll be so nice to have some new faces on the floor. She laughed and popped her hip against the doorframe in a way that drew my eye despite my mood. Those are vacant. She pointed at the 2 apartments directly across from ours. And then the Spiegels and their new baby live on the other side of you in 6-1, but don't worry, the baby doesn't cry a lot. There's a guy who lives in 6-2, but he's not around much, and honestly, he gives me a creepy vibe. That's mean, isn't it? It's just that this generally isn't the kind of place that attracts non-creepy people. She made a face. I know your dad is going to fix it up, but it's kind of a dump right now. She lifted a hand as if to shield her eyes from the flickering bulb. We wouldn't be here if Robert's queen bitch of an ex hadn't taken everything in the divorce, and I mean everything. The house, the cars, his sports memorabilia. She started ticking things off on her fingers. You wouldn't believe what he went through just to get Joe every other weekend. Shelley shook her head. So, this is it for now. It's better inside, though. We might still have some pizza left over, I think. She leaned back into her apartment, and I thought Jeremy was going to pass out at the rear view she presented. Joe, did you eat all the pizza? Jolene? Back in the hallway, she half rolled her eyes, then smiled. She's kind of a nightmare, and I'm not exactly her favorite person. I blinked at the sheer amount of information this